a Sikh myself, and we're very blessed. We have a history peppered with extremely powerful, very graceful, really inspirational women. So one of the ones that springs to my mind is Mai Bhaggo, who during the times of the Gurus, the Sikh Gurus, particularly Guru Gobind Singh Ji's time, was an immense force. She was the general of the army and led the army in many, many successful battles. So in a time when actually a lot of communities, a lot of cultures were suppressing women, the Sikh tradition was very much doing whatever it could to make people realise actually how powerful women actually are, what their strengths are. I think one of the earlier callers mentioned that, an obvious strength that men have, an obvious advantage is the physical strength, but actually there's so much more to strength than just physical strength. There's the strength of sacrifice, the strength of tolerance, the strength of patience, all those qualities, things like grace, perseverance, all those things contribute to a person's character, their strength. So it's great to actually have an opportunity to reflect on these amazing figures from many histories, including the Sikh tradition as well.
Okay. Sangeet, I asked this question to a number of other guests that we have had as well, and who explained the religious aspect of things as well. Unfortunately, there are many people who have this kind of wrong belief that religion forms a barrier for gender inequality. Why do you think that people have this belief, and how do you answer them if you encounter people saying that your religion doesn't treat women nicely?
I obviously can speak particularly from a Sikh perspective, having been obviously a Sikh all my life, and definitely as far as the Sikh tradition is concerned, women and men are absolutely equal. That doesn't mean that they're the same. They each have their individual qualities and strengths, but there's no question, there's no doubt as to whether they're equal, and that's something that's always at the forefront of the Sikh teachings. The scripture, our text of divine poetry, the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji, talks within the Guru itself about the strength of women and why we shouldn't speak ill of them, because without a woman there is no man. Everyone is born from a woman. Kings marry women. So in the Sikh tradition, it's absolutely at the forefront. Back in the 1400s, right from the time of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they were pioneering the equality of women, the rights of women. Guru Amar Das Ji, the third Guru, fought hard to have and succeeded in abolishing sati, which was the tradition of Hindu women jumping on the funeral pyre of their husbands when they were widowed, because they weren't considered to have a life independent of their husband. So right from the outset, in the Sikh tradition, there's always been within the religion itself, the faith itself, this real sense of equality and really wanting to empower women by making them realise their own strength. I think where the lack is, where things tend to fall, is culturally. Quite often, cultural limitations prevent people from actually recognising the truth of what Sikhi teaches them. And I think we see that in all traditions, whether that's Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, quite often cultural traditions colour the practice of that faith itself. But I'm sure other callers can give a sort of a fuller perspective on other religions.
All right, Sangeet Kaur, thank you very much for being on the Drive Time Show and sharing your opinion. Thank you very much for having you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.